off the cuff here, on the fly, share with you real quick, and then we'll do a hangout session later on. But just wanted to come in and share with you how to get to your first 100K within your time in the military. Personally, for me, I served under, I'm still serving now in the Navy, but whether that you're from Army, Marines, Air Force, Space Force, Coast Guard, etc., as long as you are active duty, how can you get to your first 100K, right? So, getting to your first 100K, having done it, basically 2.5 times now, I can see that it's fairly simple, right? The method that I personally did in my first 5 years to hit my first 100K is, first I saved my money, right? My rule of thumb was save $1,000 each month, and I did that, for 5 years, right? So you can imagine I lived very frugally, I lived very humbly, I lived way below my means. I didn't have a car on purpose. I walked to places, I Ubered, taxied, etc. I felt the struggle there. And I didn't, spend my money extravagantly, right? I lived in the barracks. I lived in the ship for a very long time. It's caused a lot of mental fatigue of being in the military, but, financially, I was able to put myself in a place where I saved a lot of money. So I have that a big buying power. And number three, I always continue to educate myself, right? There's so much free resources out there on YouTube on, whether that's investing or whether that's starting a business. In this conversation, it's going to be starting investing, because that's the route that I took. And I always continue to invest, right? And I didn't put a price on my education, right? So when about a year and a half into my time in service, remember I started with $200, right? A year and a half in, I had right about $1,600 to my name, saving $1,000. And then the opportunity came for me to invest into a course from a gentleman named Ty Lopez. At that time, he was very popular. Spent $1,000 to learn and be in his program, where he really taught me to think long term. So that's exactly what I did. And then I started to get introduced to the world of stock market investing through Ty's course. And then, that's kind of where I started doing a little bit more research, buying more books, reading through it. And back in those days, you had to pay. Whenever you buy, you pay $5. Whenever you sell, you pay $5. And so every trade has to be worth it, right? So I think it took me in total right about 2 years to build up the courage to start investing in the stock market. So I started investing in April around 2017, and then I put in right about $20,000 of my money over a course of a couple months, and then every single month afterwards, whatever I made, I always put it into the stock market, right? I never kept anything for myself. I always just kept investing, just dollar cost averaging my positions, not just from days to weeks to months, but for years, right? Some of my biggest notable investments were Facebook, Shopify, Tesla, and all those investments that I made at that time really helped me to scale my portfolio, because I was a pretty safe investor. I am a big believer in what's called long-term investing. I just do research, I just buy and hold companies for years to come, right? I don't do options, I don't do day trade, I don't just go in and out of a stock within a day. I just do my research, buy and hold for years to come. So that's the strategy that I did, and I did that for 5 years total. Saved money, learned to invest, buy and hold, research for years. Within 5 years, I was able to get to my first 130K, and then took up my investing level to the next level by spending 7.5K into a coaching program. and then rest is history. Started a business, made incredible amount of money, kept investing, got to right about 250K net worth right now. But yeah, that's kind of the structure. That's kind of the way that I went about investing and utilizing my time effectively in the military. And yeah, that is the first portion of what I wanted to cover in terms of how to get to your first 100K. And then the rest of the time here that I have, just going to hang out with everybody here. So welcome everybody that's rolling in. Congrats on making GM2. Loza. David Pang. What's going on, man? Don't mind me, guys. Just still of course, as long as you didn't change, which you didn't change your profile picture. Yeah, because if you changed your profile picture, then it's a little bit harder to recognize. Currently, emotional intelligence. I'm into like Korean folk tales right now. I know it's kind of in the reverse direction, right? But I'm into Korean folk tales. Another Korean folktale book here. Ancient Greek mythology, philosophy. It's a textbook here. And then just today, actually, you might know the guy. He's pretty well known in the business space right now. His name is Jordan Peterson. I think I spent $100 today just buying all his books that he has. And I'm a big person right now in Audible. Like I like to listen to all the books. So as I am like reading through it, so Audible wise, I'll be going through Jordan Peterson's books when it comes, and then I'm going to be going through that this weekend. I know, Loza, you have. Yeah, you've been hanging out with me for a while, man. It's been an absolute crazy journey from me from that time to now. Just thinking about it is absolutely just insane. How much growth happens within such a short time. So where are you now right now? You still in? Haven't been getting notification from your profile. Yeah, I'm still in. Still active duty. I didn't finish Extreme Ownership yet. I bought the Audible, but didn't finish it yet. I'm still in. And the reason why I haven't been making much YouTube videos is because, 2021, I started a business and I basically do consulting and work as a sales professional online. And so basically my day, I wake up, go to the Navy job, come back and grow my business as a sales professional. And so that's kind of like my grind on a daily basis. Like even right now, like I was actually working on the business, but then I thought I'd make a quick live and then like chat and interact as I am working. So I've been growing I work with a team of 5 people. We have a multi 6-figure business, and this year we're projecting to do multi 7 figures. So a lot's changed. Just picked San Diego for shore duty. Hopefully I get it. Yeah, dude, San Diego's a cool place. I wish I like visited Washington. I know I've always heard it's a beautiful place, but I just never got to go there. No, dude, David, I gained weight, man. In in boot camp when I came in, I was 175 pounds. Um, Probably at the beginning of the year, I was 220 pounds. I gained like it's crazy. Like you know how the thing is like the more money you have, sometimes the fatter you get. Like that was exactly the case for me. Like got to a level of wealth, uh, and then like I just gained weight, man. I let myself go. You look buffer now? No, not at all, dude. I'm a lot not as agile as I used to be. Maybe it's the haircut. I remember the last time we spoke, you had some hair. Yeah, just shaved it today. Just even now, man. Like here I am. You know, like I literally have like 100K in the bank, but I'm shaving my head because I want to save those 20 bucks to either continue investing or I'm going to be hiring a an assistant, a virtual assistant, where she's going to be helping me do some of the tasks that I do. Like I'm going to be putting the money towards that, towards my assistant. Um, so I'm trying to start a business too, but real estate. How did you get your mentors? So in 2021, I spent 50 grand and hired 3 mentors. Um, for social media wise, on YouTube wise, I hired a gentleman named Sean Cannell. He's a big influencer in YouTube spaces. His company name is Think Media. So I had a chat with his team and himself. Um, and I hired a investing mentor, a gentleman named Jeremy from Financial Education, which I used to work with. I hired his team to teach me how to invest even better. And then the third influencer, which is my current business mentor, also his name is Phil Bohol, and hired him for a year for him to teach me how to really scale and grow my business. And so, um, yeah, if you're trying to start real estate, like you could get a real estate mentor. If not, you could always, I can always connect you to Phil, and then he's going to teach you, how to freaking be an entrepreneur, unstoppable entrepreneur, like I am now. And full disclosure, I work with Phil. I partnered up with him last year to be part of his startup, and yeah, we've just been killing it ever since. Did you bought any dip in February when Russia invaded Ukraine? I didn't buy any stocks in particular. I transferred a lot of basically all of my money into cryptocurrency. So I have like just a bit over one Bitcoin and a couple hundred chain links and a couple of hundred uh, Solana and Ethereum, just one or like one Ethereum or something like that. So yeah, I'm like fully more invested into crypto. Trying to learn how, but I want to learn hands-on, and I feel like I learn better like that. Get a house every duty station and rent it out when I switch commands. I mean, Lola, like that is a good strategy, but with what I know now, and I've been in the real estate mindset before. It's far better to do what I am doing now as what's called a high ticket sales professional. Um, if you are thinking about the entrepreneurial path, I got a phone call, sorry, no worries. Yeah, if you're thinking about the entrepreneurial path, high ticket sales is the way to go. What's going on, everybody? 7 of you here. If you wanted to see basically how I got to my first 100K, you could always visit scroll back all the way in the beginning of the video, I just covered, basically gave a 7-minute breakdown of exactly how I did it, what to do. If not, you can just hang out here with me, ask some questions, and take it from there. And don't mind me, as I am hanging out with you guys, I'm also working here. All right. Happy Wednesday, right? What is going on, everybody? Feel free to drop any questions, comments down there, etc. Or else I'm just actually just hanging out, working. If you're here for the title, which is how to get to your 100K in the military, that's going to be in the beginning of the video. David, welcome back, man. I'm a E5, second class, and I took my advancement exam for the first time earlier this month, which didn't really matter to me because obviously I'm going to be getting out of the Navy next year. Um, so the biggest thing, right, for me was what do I focus my time on? Do I focus my time on studying for advancement, spending 2 or 3 hours a day to study for the advancement exam, and let's say I do pick up E6 first class, within a year, or actually I'll get paid much later, and I might only get maybe like a couple $1,000s extra for just picking up rank. And that level of time sacrifice is just not worth it for me at this point in the stage of where I am in my journey. The only thing that's like that would make making rank worth it is for just the pride of being an E6. But financially, making E6 doesn't make sense for me because if I was to commit 2 hours every single day just to study for the exam, that's 2 hours I could be spending on growing my business, and like in a month I could make like 10K, or just study for an advancement exam where in a year I might just make 10K, right? So it's like, what choice do I do? I basically go with spending more time growing my business, compared to just studying for rank. What's going on? David, are you in the military? I can't remember. Diana, what's going on? I'm in the military too. Don't plan on staying in. Don't plan on staying in. How long have you been in? Let's see. September 2021. So, oh, yeah. I mean, Diana, now is a good time than ever. OS. OS is OS is good. You can rank up pretty quick. I think they have like a 4-year or 5-year contract, or maybe 6, I don't know. But yeah, as long as, I mean, I think right now people get paid pretty well in the military in terms of just, that buying power is not that great, but dollar wise, it's pretty high. But yeah, you can definitely walk away. Walking away within 5 years with 100K net worth is very realistic, right? Save $1,000. What I did was save $1,000 each month, invested, do long-term investing, I personally don't do any short-term options, day trading, none of that. I do fundamental analysis, invest and buy and hold companies for the long term, and then that's how I was able to get to 130K within my first 5 years. But it's definitely possible. Should I join after high school? I graduate this year. Vault to Dreamy, it's up to you, man. If you want to joining after high school, it depends. Vault to Dreamy, like, what is your intention? Like, what's the reasoning behind joining after high school? Like, or what is your ultimate goal of what you're trying to accomplish? Just so I can have some context before I give you an answer. WTF, looking like a monk? Absolutely, man. Just shaved my head. You know, looking fresh. JH Lee. Hello, you probably don't remember me, but I watched your videos YouTube before I joined the Air Force. If I remember correctly, it was like 5 years ago when you were doing a live show on YouTube, and I commented that I swore in and was ready to be shipped to the basic, and I also mentioned my poor English, and you told me everything's going to be great, stuff like that. Started nothing, and now I have over 100K. My guy, dude, I'm congrats, man. Good job on getting to where you are, man. And have my own house. I have mortgage payments though, but thank you. You inspired me and never thought I would make up to this point. Struggled a lot due to the language barrier during my first 2 years, but never given up. Yeah, man. Like the thing about and you know, JH Lee, you know, number one, congrats, right? Like definitely, like take this time, like as you just reflected, like pat yourself on the back and celebrate yourself. Like what first and foremost, like celebrate yourself. Like you've been able to accomplish something that only 1%, like less than 1% of the people in the military get to accomplish, right? So definitely congrats and celebrate yourself. And when it comes to, you know, growing outside your comfort zone, because that's kind of the theme here is, you know, growing outside your comfort zone. Whenever you are faced with like uneasiness and feeling like you have a language barrier and it's like, man, like, am I going to do well in the military or just anything in life? Whenever you are feeling uneasy, like you're in an uncomfortable situation of any sorts, maybe you don't know anything, or maybe you're in a room and it's like all superiors or whatever, like just understand that uneasiness of feeling is you actually growing as a person in real time. Because like with the language barrier, you come in, it's like, man, like, can I even like communicate with these guys? And you face it heads on every single day. The feeling doesn't feel great, but you face it heads on every single day. Over time, right? In the moment, it feels like I'm not growing, but over time, you are growing and you are going to overcome that obstacle because you're growing real time over time. And you get to this point where, you know, language barrier doesn't become a big problem. And that method can be applied to anything, right? Like whether that's business, whether that's investing, or anything that you do, anything that anybody does, can be applied to that. So yeah, man, I do definitely remember. I don't remember the name JH, but like I remember the question. Like I remember somebody asking me something like that a long time ago. But it's good to appreciate you following up, man, or woman, and it's great to see that you've been able to do well. First 100K is the slump. Does the next stage snowball? So WTF, it really depends, right? Like, so where I am, or basically, if I was to keep doing what I was doing, which is save my money in the military and keep investing, I could have snowballed to 200K or 250K, um, or 300K. Could have. Um, but WTF, the method that I personally took, which I kind of vibe with more now, is I got to my 130K, spent 100K, bought my parents a house. With the 30K, spent 7.5K to learn from an 8-figure investor, and then got into sales, started my own business. 2021 made 113K in total. Navy and business made 113K. And then I spent 50K within that. I spent 50K to hire a couple mentors to really coach me to grow my business and scale it even further. And so this year, my goal income wise is right about 250K. And like, to me, that's the method that I took, that I'm taking and I'm living now, to go from 100K, 250K to $1 million eventually, within the next probably 2 3 years. But if I was to continue just focus solely on investing, it could have snowballed, but the biggest thing is there's so many things that I cannot control, like what the market does. And at the same time, my income would be super, super low, right? Only like getting paid like a couple $1,000s from the military to invest and living very frugally for a long period of time is not worth it to me. And to me, right now, what makes sense is grow my skills, learn to grow a business, increase my income, and then invest that money. Uh, I hear a lot if people like Charlie Munger say, yeah, I mean, 100K, your first 100K. So personally for me, what makes most sense, you should learn how to invest right now with the little money that you have, right? That's number one. You should learn how to invest with the little, money that you have. And if you lose some, take that as an opportunity cost. Take that as a learning experience. Because what some people think is, oh, to make money in the stock market, I gotta have more, I gotta have a lot of money, right? But it's like, if you have a lot of money and you don't know what you're doing in the stock market is always a transfer of wealth from the knowing to unknowing, right? That's a Warren Buffett quote. So if you have a lot of money and you put it in the stock market and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose money, right? So it's better to start when you don't know anything, lose a couple of $100 then, and take the pain. So you can learn how to invest, and then learn how to scale your income so you can put more into investing. That's kind of what I personally recommend, and it's kind of my personal model, the path that I'm taking. So yeah, like learning how to get to your first 100K is probably the slowest, but as long as you can increase your income, getting to your second and third 100Ks is going to be relatively easy. But if your income stays the same and you're at your 100K, it's probably going to, be a little bit slower to get to that next mark. J9 CTC, what is your business? I help influencers, entrepreneurs with their sales process. So you might have, like, when you're watching a YouTube video, when an entrepreneur or when a YouTuber says like, hey, buy my course, or buy my coaching program, etc. Basically, I'm the guy that's contracted to the influencer that helps him build out that sales procedure, sales process, email, phone call, calling them, and getting them enrolled into the program, right? There's a guy behind it, right? Because when you think about an influencer, like, the goal of an influencer is to continue making YouTube videos, right? They don't want to necessarily worry about the sales process. So they hire somebody who knows how to build out a sales process, a CRM, keep track of leads and all that kind of stuff. So they hire somebody like me to partner up with them, and then I get a commission based model. So I helped a gentleman named Jeremy from Financial Education. He makes YouTube videos here. So I helped him scale his business, and I did right about I think right about 300K, 400K revenue for his business. And then I split off and partnered up with somebody else, a startup, to help him scale his company. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. So yeah, guys, probably in about 3 minutes here, I'm gonna close off the live, and I gotta continue focusing on my business here. Probably work till right about 10:30-ish. But still living that grind, right? Like literally, guys, like I wake up every day at like 6:30, go to my Navy job at 7, from 7 to right about 3. I mean now 4 o'clock. Do my Navy work, come home, from 5 to right about 10:30, 11. I grow my business, and I literally just repeat every single day. It's probably why you don't see me make a lot of YouTube videos as of right now, because like literally I'm just grinding it out every single day. But eventually, I don't know when, sometime this year though, I am going to come back on YouTube, and I'm going to come back full swinging, and probably within this year, it's going to be, with what I'm planning, probably going to be pretty easy for me to get to about 100K subscribers. I'm going to be sponsoring a lot of different YouTubers' videos to promote my videos, basically, is kind of the plan. So yeah, just a random rant there. If you guys are not already following my Instagram, highly recommend it, because I put out some good content in there. So here's a plug to my Instagram. Yeah, so I put out a lot of what I do kind of behind the scene on my Instagram. And for those of you who are like investor mindset or entrepreneurial mindset, it's going to be a pretty good place for you to get an idea of kind of what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, and be able to follow kind of the process of how I'm going from like where I am now to eventually $1 million. My first million, and ultimate goal is to get to $10 million. So yeah, get some behind the scenes there. And yeah, guys, if anybody has a last minute question, this is it. If not, I'm gonna close off the stream here in a bit so I can focus on growing my business. But appreciate everybody for making the time to hang out with me today. Appreciate everybody's time. All right, I think that's it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.